What's up, guys? This is Jay from COI, and today I want to talk about divisiveness. And the reason I want to talk about it is because I have taken 2 weeks, one in which I exclusively watched CNN and MSNBC, and the other, just this last week, to watch nothing but Fox News. And I have learned that both sides really care about divisiveness, and they talk about how it's such a concern moving forward in our country. They say we can't continue going this way. We got people on the left, they're crazy socialists, and they're impacting the security of hardworking Americans. And then when you watch CNN, it's these right-wing nutbags. They're sycophants for Trump. But here's my problem. The only one who's saying this stuff is them. I know conservatives in a daily life. I know liberals in my real life. Both of them I communicate with all the time. And the thing is for the most part, we're friends. Yeah, we don't agree on everything. And for the most part, though, we have so many things that we do agree on. None of us agree that the president is the perfect or right president. Some of us dislike him more than others. My honest conservative friends will tell you that the president is a joke. But it's not unlike what I told them about the acting president in 2014. I said he should be impeached on war crimes. Yes, I'm talking about Obama. It's weird how much divisiveness that these channels cause, and then they claim that the voters and the people are the problem. They do it in different ways. Now, Fox News will outright say liberals are a bunch of socialists and they're horrible people. Um, they're crazy and the derangement syndrome has gone too far and they're all PC babies and blah 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 blah. And that, of course, will piss off people on the left, as it would. CNN, MSNBC, they have a different tactic. They don't go after the voters and the people on the right. Instead, they go after their masters. They go after Trump. They go after McConnell. They go after Rand Paul, so on and so forth. But it still does the same job and it insults the people on the right. And if me calling them masters insulted you, don't worry. People on the left have their masters too. Uh, you know, Nancy Pelosi, Joe Biden, Hillary Clinton, whatever. It just gets worse because people pick these people as masters. They pick their team. They say, I fall in this pyramid, and the top, the tippity top, is almost ordained to be my leader. And it is CNN and MSNBC who tells me what I need to hear because they keep me in my bubble. And if you insult anyone in my little pyramid, then I'm gonna lash at you and hate you. And it is the exact same for Fox News and the right wing. What I find interesting though is in daily life, the people I talk to. There's so many people in the middle. And when I say middle, they also take advantage of that because they say, oh, yes, we need a centrist. A centrist is what we need. No, no, people in the middle don't want that. That's establishment. We don't want quote unquote in the middle. We are just not as psychotic as the media makes us out to be. Any honest person will tell you, in fact, 70% of the country will tell you, that what Trump is doing is impeachable and it's not right. Now, sure, only 60% actually want him impeached. Somewhere around 10 to 15 think that they acknowledge what he's doing is impeachable, but don't think that he should be punished for it. And 25% don't think he did anything wrong. But that's his sycophant level. That's his base. Just like Obama or Biden, a large portion of the country, 62 to 65%, thinks that at, at the very best, Biden's involvement in Ukraine is is a bad look. That's at the very best. But at the very worst, they assume he's just as deep in corruption as Trump is. But that doesn't mean you have to choose one or the other. You can go after both of them. And that applies to everything. And I think that's kind of where media tries to control all of us, and in turn, they're getting it all wrong. Because we, in a lot of ways, agree on a lot of things. I know people who are listening to this on the right wing will say, I don't agree anything with those left wing socialists. Well, I'll tell you something, man. Most progressives and a lot of people on the left wing will die for freedom of speech. It is incredibly important to them. And of course it is, because a lot of people on the left wing do things like comedy, music, radio, podcasts, vlogs. These are all freedom of speech. And they know that. And the more and more it's under attack, the more and more they realize just how important it is. The social justice warriors you hear about, most of that is a fraction of people on Twitter. Most liberals, in fact, are ready for Louis C.K. to come back. The other thing, if you're a right wing looking at the left wing socialist, Second Amendment. See, we hear two different things when we talk about gun reform, when we talk about gun control. The right wing hears, they're taking away my guns. The left wing hears, we need to put better standards in how the ability to own and get a gun. That's it. But no, I shouldn't say no, but a lot of left wing true progressives do not want the Second Amendment revoked. Believe very much in the Second Amendment. I personally believe that words travel faster than bullets, but there is a point in time when my words will not be able to penetrate certain defenses. And if I'm trying to get my family to safety, I need to have a gun. That's why I do own a gun. The one thing that we can all agree on, though, is that Congress, the House, for the most part, the White House, is all full of shit. And we don't trust any of them. We know that they're in for big business and Wall Street, and they always will be. And they never put us as a priority. It's always how to make the rich richer and how to get in on the rich and make themselves richer. We know that. And that's why 70 to 80% of us will do assume that almost all politicians are liars. Even more so, mass media. The highest rated one, and this comes from a Fox News poll, as far as being trusted, is CNN at 48%. That means 52%, the majority of Americans, think CNN is full of shit. And by the way, I think Fox got their pool wrong, honestly. I mean, I know so many people who assume mainstream media is bullshit. Regardless, if we all know that mainstream media and the government and constructs like that are only working to pit ourselves against each other, and they lie to us all the time, why do we still fall for their bullshit? And we still say, oh, that's a right-wing extremist and I don't like him, just because he has a red hat on. Why do we take it that far? Why do we say, oh, that guy's got a Bernie Sanders shirt on. He's a socialist and he's going to ruin the way America runs. We need to sit down and talk to each other. See, Bill Maher and his complete lack of integrity did his final closing season finale speech by saying we've got Thanksgiving coming up. And the thing that we should not do is talk about politics and religion. But, Bill, you dumb hack, your entire career has been made on talking about politics and religion. No, we do need to talk about it more. But we need to find the things that we agree on together first. Before we start attacking each other, try to find a center. The parts where we agree with each other. Because when you start agreeing with someone, you can understand their side of things. It took me forever to understand that taking away all the guns in America would be a bad thing. But I did understand it. I'm not ashamed of that. But I also think things like Medicare for all are things that a lot of people on the right are actually for. We just got to actually talk to them about it. Ask them their opinion. Ask them what we should do. Remind people, no matter left or right, but the majority of our tax money goes to things like research and development for drug companies, and we don't make a damn dollar out of that. Most of the money that Amazon and Facebook and Twitter make is all off of us and our data. We don't get paid for that either. The monopolies that continue to raise prices for things like internet, electricity, cell phones, their whole job is to squeeze us out of house and home. If we could get a small win by doing something like Medicare for all. Look, I don't think we should trust daddy government to take care of us all the time. But if I can at least get some of my taxes back, and if everybody could have health care, I think that's a win. I think there's a lot of things like that if we just sat down and actually talked and turned off Fox News and CNN and MSNBC, we would agree on. But they don't want us doing that because they'd lose ratings. Anyway, that's it for me, guys. Please like, subscribe, all that stuff. I appreciate you for staying on and listening. You have a great evening.